us. Now, I've said that I want today to, my desire today is to share about how to model characters with model sheets. So how do you work with model sheets? Now you can model any character with model sheets. You can model a fish character, a bottle character, anything you can turn into a model sheet will be fine. So a model sheet, like this character we have seen, a model sheet is essentially a document, a visual document that represents the three sides or four sides of a character dimensions in relationship to each other. So they compare the front to the back. They compare the side to the top. So normally you need about 2 actually to get the job done, but some people go as far as making 3 or 4. But since we are doing 3D character modeling, usually they do 3 dimensions. But personally, when I'm modeling, I usually use 2 sides. 2 sides seem to be more than enough. If you are you notice when we were modeling the generic head, you've noticed that I was mostly working with perspective and side. Perspective and side. So when you have 2 sides kind of working out, you find that the other third party is working out also. So it can be a fish. People make all sorts of, you can have model sheets for fish. You see, a model sheet, a fish will have model sheets. The way we're going to prepare the ones of the human is the way you prepare the ones of. So in most cases, when a client comes to you and they want a character done, they'll give you a description of what the character looks like or how they want their character to be. So it's your job as the artist to create that character in the first place. The first thing are concepts. What you did in story design and development. Remember that stuff? You do the concepts. You come up with what the character is going to look like and suggest props and how clothes, how the character is going to look like. Then you do. These are sometimes called turnarounds in 2D. But in 3D, we call them model sheets. This is especially if the character is a little complicated. But if the character is generic, some people just look at it and model. Look at the concept and model. Some people are good that way. They have got into their heads. They can figure out character without overlooking, without using this. But for those who cannot use that technique, the other technique is to use model sheets. So you import this and they become as templates for you to model a character on top of that. But the process remains the same. Vertices, edges, and faces. You have to manipulate them until when you have what you get. So as you can see, a model sheet will be just for example, the artist draws you first draw either the front side of the character or the side of the character. Then you draw lines, equal lines across. So that when you draw the other character, it is matching. The shoulder is exactly matching the armpits. You see that? This head here, there's a line which runs this head. It kind of matches exactly that head. That's why these are dimensional measurements for a character. By dimensional, it's a dimension comparison document for a character. That's what model sheets are. You get it? So an artist who's a concept artist, they usually know how to make this, but it doesn't take what. As long as you draw a character on one side, just take it to any program, or if you're drawing it by hand, like for example, this character is drawn by hand, you can tell. It's drawn by hand. It is not drawn in Illustrator or Photoshop. So when I say by hand, I mean somebody uses either a tablet or a pencil to draw it. So they drew one side, then they drew lines, then they filled in the other characters, how the character will kind of look like. Is that understandable? So when you open Photoshop, for example, if you have your character design and open a new document in Photoshop, in most cases you're going to use an A4 landscape, and maybe you might use centimeters and say create. So sometimes you might need to draw equal lines. I don't know where the middle is, but I think it's about there. So you might, and usually they're just horizontal lines. So you might draw one character. If I may bring one character here, let me just get one character. I think I have some characters in here. I have some characters in here. I do have some characters of my own in here. I wish there could have been just one. Okay, let's use this one. Let's use this little guy here. Is he coming? Yeah, it's coming. So if you had a character like this and you wanted to make model sheets for it, Windows, reset essentials. There. So if you had a character like this, you'd have to make it a bit smaller because you're going to have to repeat several times. So the idea is not to find the center of this character. The idea is to draw lines to mark each and every part. So if the shoulders are there, I want to make sure the shoulders are marked out. Then I'll draw, so you can't draw the things automatically, you have to draw them manually. So the head starts there and then it ends about maybe there. This becomes the hairline. This becomes the armpits about here. Then the waist is about here. And then the trouser stops about there. Then you have the legs, then the shoes. Such that when you draw the other face, which is facing upwards or downwards, and the other face, you find that now you follow these guides to draw the side view or the front view. You get it? This is making sense. Of course, I'm not going to draw the character in real life, but in case you find yourself in a position where you have to draw your character, when you draw the first side, so the first side doesn't have to have any particular dimension, just draw it following the human proportions. Then you turn, then you draw those guides, then you draw the side view, like where you see this character. You can draw, maybe you can start with this, then you draw the side view and just match. Just make sure that the different body parts positioning is aligning to that. That's what makes a good model sheet. That's the way they work. But in most cases, in some cases, a client might provide you with a model sheet. In other times, you might have to make one for yourself, which most cases you have to make one for yourself. If you can't make one for yourself, you can get an artist to do that for you. The most important thing is to know how to use it. When they give it to you like this one, just go to where it is. If it has been given to you and it's the one you're supposed to use, just go to where it is, right click on it and open with Photoshop in this case, and chop. Just chop it in pieces. Right click, go to crop tool, just chop it in pieces. So I want this side to be equal to this side, but I'm not going to tamper with the height. Save this one as, which side is this? Export as, it's a JPEG. Export as, which side is this of the character? front view. Then I can undo a bit, come back to my crop tool and cut this one out also. I don't need this one for now, I believe. I just need this guy. So don't change the height, just keep this guy. File exporters. This is okay, so minimize this. Go back to your Maya, file, save as. This is going to be model sheet modeling. Model sheet. Maybe take one. You can name it whichever way you want. Then you're going to go to this viewport. You're going to space bar to go in this views, the rest of views. So we have a front view and we have a side view. Make sure when you're starting to model, of course, Z is facing you. Don't forget that. So I'll first import any of them. I can import the side view first. So go to the side view here and say view image plane, import image. So I'll go to where my images are in the downloads and look for them. This is my side view. I believe I'm in the side view. Open. So to open an image file like that, then I'll go here to the front view and say view image plane, import image. Go back to where my images are. Just make sure that you are a bit organized more than me and look for that image. This one, front view, put it in the front, open, put it in the front. Now go back perspective here and just make sure. So notice that actually the heights are exactly the same. Have you noticed that they coincide? See that? They are maybe slightly off, but they coincide so much. Like everything is so coinciding. So you can see this head is exactly. That's what you want, eh? That's what model sheets do. They are facing each other exactly. Have you seen that? So these are going to be your guides. So you have a front side and this other side. So what you're going to do, you're going to go to this side and push this image. I think either this side or the other side. I'm not sure which side. If this is Z, yes, I'm going to push it behind like this. It doesn't have to be so close. And this one, I'll push it. I'll push it the other way around. I'll push it in the Z, a bit back there. So here they don't change very much. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to decide where I want to really begin from. I can decide to model the character in pieces like we said. So I can start with the head and then go to the body and then I keep going. So I'm going to go to my cube, select a cube and click there. I'm not going to do interactive drawing. By the way, if you don't have interactive drawing on your Maya, go to create polygon primitives and turn it on. It's down here, which enables you to draw this shape like this in pieces. But I don't want that. What I want is to just click on the cube and click once so that the cube comes as a square. Okay, so when it comes as a square, I'll have to make a decision where to begin from. Now, I want to see through this object. The cheapest way sometimes is to turn on something called X-ray joints. Not actually X-ray joints. It is called transparency. This is self action. Where's transparency? Transparency. X-ray active components. Which one is this? Is X-ray? Yes, they are here actually. This is for the joints. This is for the X-ray. So X-ray, it means you can see through the object. You see that? You see that it becomes transparent when you turn it on. See that? When you turn on this button X, it's usually in front here. It's just there. When you turn it on, you can see through the object. It becomes transparent, but it only works in the layer which you have activated it. So remember, each window or each viewport has its own, because this is a camera. This is a camera. So each of them has the same setup. So if you activate here, it won't be activated here. So you have to come back and activate it. You have to come back and activate it, which you have to activate for each and every section that you want it to be activated. So for this, I can leave it, or I can switch it off and on. Okay. With that done, I can decide where I want to begin. I kind of remember I liked that method of doing the body in parts. So meaning I'm going to I'm going to Control D and duplicate, so that I have something for the head, then I have one for the body. So I could start with the one of the body. Let me see, should I move this thing a bit in the middle? I have the line in the middle here, so I might need to move this to match up the middle here. Okay, so of course at this stage also you have to decide whether you're going to model. Let me see. I think it's okay. This has moved a bit away. I think let me leave it. Control Z. Let me leave it to be on the side. I can take it there. I feel like I need this to be in the middle for easy. And then this one can stay. I don't know if it won't have a bit of weird consequences. Where is that thing? Hope it won't have a bit of weird consequences. I might have to leave it. Let me leave it. Let me not center it. Let me use its own center. It's these things I have to move now and match up to this guy. I want him to be where his abs are, or where his hairline is in the middle. So I think these are okay. And if the problem is this guy is in a pose. Now, with that decided, I can begin with the head, I can begin with the torso, and even I can make one for the pants. Separate them if I must. So this side is working with this side. Don't forget to save. Now I can start adding some lines. I don't know if I should begin this side or the other side, but whichever. So what we do is we're going to match up. So I can go to right click vertices. Let me start with this body here, and I match him up a bit here, and I'll bring him over up to here. Then I could drag him backwards like this to match him up. maybe a bit like that, or I'll move him slowly. So what I can do is maybe move him to match this body here, because since his body parts are not in the same line, I can leave them to match up for themselves, which is okay. Now I can add some lines and start working. Multiple lines, I might add I can add one by one. So I might add one. You see, I can even follow the other lines, the red ones. This one's already catered for. I can match this one. And I don't know which part is this. I think it's the nose. This one's already catered for. That's okay. And the middle, okay, the middle doesn't have any partial lines, but I can give it one center line. I want to be in the center of this object. So multiple, one. I want it to be in the center there. So I'll start with the body because it's a little easier. So I am going to maybe turn. I can use my symmetry tool if I want to, and I move over. Do you have? Yeah. Let me add one extra line in between here, if that will help. I'm not sure. Okay. Then I'll move this one a bit here and there. Remember, it has to be low poly. There. I think I have to move it over here. Okay. Then over here. So don't mind so much about the accuracy. We shall get that right later. Then come back this side and do it again. There. Don't be tempted to add more lines because you want to make a belly. That is for later. And you can move it a bit down here. So this one is, this guy has broad shoulders, as you can see. So you can add lines a bit later to kind of bring that out. But for now, where is this line? So you can see already we have something which looks like a character. Huh? Guys, are you with me? Are you against me or with me? So don't worry about the character being flat on the sides. That can be sorted a bit later. So you can add lines as you see fit. So we know the neck is going to come out from there, but there's some other lines here which we missed. So let's first wait for that. I don't know how I missed that line. Oof, no. I want to add a line here. And there's another line here. Each side will read a bit differently. Okay, that's cool. I added lines following this guy mostly, and I forgot to switch the other one. Is there a line between here? No, there's not. Okay, so with that added lines, we didn't add a line here. That's okay. So I want this neck line to go in a bit like this, and I want this to go down like this. This one to come out a bit on the sides like this. So the same way I'm modeling this, the same way you're going to have to model. So you might need to add another line in between there to make a difference. But let's first sort this side a bit also before we mess stuff up. So as you can see there, we want this to go in a bit like this. Right. So remember we are modeling the shirt on. Then I'm going to add a line somewhere in between here. And then so this one can come a bit down. Of course, the techniques I taught you when you're modeling for the generic thing, they remain still. You have to have those techniques. So this the head will stick in there. He has a bit of cabodet here, so I can add a line here. He has a bit of a chest, so I can pull this one a bit in. And pull this one a bit in. So you can add lines later. You don't have to match it all of it together at once. You can add lines a bit later so that you have what you need. For example, we could add a line between here to make it stand out a bit more. This guy seems like he has there. Yeah, we are doing. Okay. Okay, I can work with that. Okay. Now, this head is going to sit in straight here. I think we have already catered for that. So this guy has this thing, eh? So the head is going to come out from here. Okay, so let's try to cater for his arms. So the details here, you can put those a bit later. First get the general things to flow. You can model the arms off together, then you can what? You can delete them later. Let's start from where? Which side are we starting? We are starting this side. Come on, which side are we starting? Yeah, this side. So we want to get, let's get all of these. I don't know, where is the arm coming from exactly? Observe. I'm going to select all of this. His arm is massive, right? His arm is massive, so I'm going to extrude. Sorry. Extrude. See that? Have you seen that? Whether we're extruding both sides. Have you seen that, guys? Have you or you have not? Let me repeat that. I want to pull his arms out. Notice that they only did one arm in the T pose. This is called the neutral pose. The T pose is called the neutral pose. So they did it in one arm, because when you do one arm, you just mirror it on the other side. But it's just that for us we have symmetry on already. So what I want to create this circle here. The objective is to create this circle here. So how we've been doing that is to select the faces, shift select the faces which make up that area. Because his arm is going to come out of this entire place. You see, his arm is so big, it's going to come out of this entire place. Yeah? Mind you, we even already did some. Actually, before even we go there, I think we are supposed to add some line here. I don't know how that is going to work out. Let me see if it's necessary. If it's not necessary, I'll leave it. Okay. Does it make a difference? I think it makes a bit of a difference. Shall we see? Okay, so what I want to do is to create a circle here. So I'm going to go to faces, these faces here, and select them. Select them, then extrude, because I want to create a smaller inner circle of that arm. Extrude, scale 2. Sorry, extrude again. Scale 2, and I'll bring it in a bit like that. That's okay. So after it has come in like that, because I want the arm to be round, now I can start arranging it. Actually, this one's go down a bit. And this one goes further down. Can bring these ones over. So this is the beauty with model sheets. You don't have to overthink it like we did with the generic head. The model sheets already provide you with the flow. So you just have to align. So you just want to have a sort of, doesn't have to be perfect, but it gets the job done. See what we have? It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. Then we can capitalize on that later. So you already see that we have our vest laid out for us a bit, and then we have the rest of the thing coming along. So I'm going to select these faces, right click, go to faces, then select those faces. I already have the symmetry on. Then I'm going to extrude again. This guy has a massive arm. He has a massive arm. So before I extrude further, I want to make sure all of these are on the same line, because right now we have put them, which is okay. We have achieved that. We have achieved the line of the vest, but we are having a few issues with this. Shouldn't be like this, should be straight up going out. So I'm going to go to vertices, right click, go to vertices, right click, go to vertices here, then go to the side view or the front view. I want to snap these on this line here so that they all appear to be in one line. So I'll press down X, drag, X, drag. I can do all of them. X, drag, X, drag. I'm pressing down X, continuously drag. When you press down X, it will drag them on a single line so that you can have something flat like this. It's almost a perfect
flat sculpting diagram. This is called sculpting.
Okay, now when we go back to faces, we still have our faces. We want to, so there's a line here, and then this guy's arm is so massive it stops around here, as you can see. So we are going, let's see what we can do. So I'm going to extrude again. Whenever you extrude, a line is left behind, you see. So he has another portion of the arm between here. Extrude again. I'm pressing G on the keyboard for the shortcut. Then I'm going to make another portion here. And then extrude again for the other part. But in most cases, we might just create another
cube. Then we make the arm the way we made the other one. The fingers might not be easy to be made from this shape. We might need to make them separately.
Then we just add them back together there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to vertices. I want to pull them up like this and scale. So actually, sometimes what we can do, guys, we could model the arm separately. Also, we kind of create a separate arm for it. We create a separate cube. Then I'll get this one up here and scale. Then all of this and scale. Scale. This is option number 1. This is option number 1. But in most cases, what people do, they cut off they cut it off. They cut it off. I'm going to show you how to cut it off. They cut it off, then they kind of model them in pieces. Remember when I said that when you model it in pieces, they tend to work better? The rig tends to be lighter. I mean, the model tends to be lighter and better. Now, this arm, I have to think through it. What's the best way to model it? Should we model it like this? Because in that case, you'd have to bring this one a bit back here. I don't know how practical that is going to be. I don't know how practical that is going to be. So sometimes it's just better to get another cube and put it on this arm. Then delete off these faces. So this remains hollow. You see, it kind of matches this side also. You see, it kind of matches our side properly. That's what you're looking for. Actually, let me also just extend this a bit down more. Okay. We're going to have to cut some stuff in here. Now, what we can do, this arm will stay. This arm will stay. The beauty with this, as long as I told you, as long as something goes around, you're good to go. So I'll create a sort of a vest lining there. Because this is a vest, the skin is there. Most of this is a vest. We might not even need to cut it that much. We might need to leave it as is. Okay, fine, let's do that. So all of this is going to be skin. So if I press number 3, still so boxy. I don't like that very much. It is too weird. Okay, one problem at a time. I'll come back to this. Cube and place and place. So just draw any kind of cube, come here and fit it. So this way most people, so the top view would normally help a lot with when you're modeling fingers. The top view will help a lot when you're modeling fingers, but we don't have that now. No need to cry about it. So these ones are here. Sorry. Oh, sorry, we have symmetry on. Remove symmetry. There. I think that's okay. Let me add some lines in this. Double click. I want multiple edges. I'll need two. Put them there. Then I can do this one here. Actually, yes. Mistake. This is the thumb. So the thumb will come out from down under. In the meantime, we are only going to be needing it here. So actually, I don't even need these lines. What I need is just this, because the thumb is going to come out from there. Actually, I just need this, yes. I don't know if this other thing could have done the trick. Okay, so it's a very big arm, eh? Ha! This arm is so big. He has a freakishly big arm. Should I divide it between here? Maybe. Put a line here. This is problem solving 101. This goes here. Now remember the modeling of the fingers, that tutorial? Okay, we don't have finger. The beauty, when you don't have references for the fingers, it means you can model any kind of fingers you see fit. So what I'm going to do, these fingers are so big, eh? Who has this kind of fingers? No wonder, but these fingers are big. You see them? They are really big. So what I'm going to do, I need 4 fingers from this, not so? Yeah? So multiple, divide them by 3, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. Then we shall pull the thumb from around here. I hope. So pull this one first. I think those are the sizes of the fingers, or maybe I'm mistaken. The only problem is that they modeled them in a pose, which is they made them in a pose which is very inconveniencing. But anyway, we shall see. So actually, I think this thumb should come a bit here. Then this one should come starting from about here. I think that's what we're trying to communicate to us. So the thumb comes off a bit from the side here. So I'll need to add a line here. I need 1. Ooh, come on. Don't be like that. There. Okay, so this is going to be pinky, extrude, you can work out the details later. The middle finger is usually bigger, not so? Extrude again. This is the middle finger. Yeah, the first one is the index, and I'm even measuring them. So the index is just there, then the middle finger should be there, then this is supposed to be, which arm is this? Where is this guy facing? This is the left arm. Yes, so index, This is index, middle finger, ring finger. The ring finger is going to come a little headways there. Then the pinky. Then the pinky is going to also be extruded, but it will stop a bit ways there. Now, from the top view, we have no quarrels with doing that. Neither do we have any quarrels with doing a bit of that. Yeah, this guy has weirdly, massively big fingers. But remember, we have to match all of that stuff to this thing here. We have to match it. And we might have to do it manually. We're going to have to match it. Match it. So, before you even go any further, you have to remove these faces. I don't know if you know which faces I'm talking about. Let me first put this in a layer. These faces here, these ones. Shift, select off these faces. Move them, because this is supposed to eventually add there. So I can put on wireframe on shaded to see where the lines are, and I go to vertices and I start bringing them back a bit to match this guy here. We shall come back to that. We need more lines. Yeah, this is how you join them. Of course, sometimes it's much simpler to just model the character by memory. But sometimes the client will come with their own concept, so you have to oblige. Faces a bit smaller, move like that to make them a bit more round. Where is it moving? Okay, I'll select both of them and I'll scale them in between so they come towards each other. This guy has freakishly big fingers. There. I'm just trying to make them round. But I'm not doing any better because I don't want them to have out of space in between. I don't want them to have out of space in between. Still have a little bit of space. Yeah. Come on, I can't even see through. Okay, so we have our thumb, which I believe I have to take off from here. But let me first add a line to separate it of that. Our thumb should come off from here. Sometimes for the thumb, okay, it comes off straight anyways. So I'm just going to extrude. point it forward, make it smaller and point it forward. Remember, this guy is big. His flick shape is supposed to be big. As you can see, I haven't even left much of his dimensions. So I'm not putting him down because this was modeled in a pose. So I'm leaving it as is. All I know is that I'm going to be adding some three lines as we did the fingers. Two lines actually, not three. There, and there, such that we work out where each person goes. As far as this is concerned, I think it's supposed to go a bit behind. This shall skate a bit in. This one a bit smaller and smaller. Oh, small size is supposed to begin from the top. This one smaller. Sorry. Smaller. Yes, okay. This one is also smaller. So you see, I'm using whatever element I can find a bit easier to access. So the pink should be a little even smaller than the rest of them. Okay, his fingers are still a bit too much of that, so I need to do something about it. We don't want them to feel like they are timbers. So I'm sculpting. I'm sculpting edges. I'm sculpting. Yeah, they're starting to look human-y. Look at this one. So it's massive. But I mean, this guy's fingers are really massive. Who chose this character? So the rest of the modeling you do as we've been doing before. With the fingers, I'm not going to spend so much time on the fingers because you really know how to work out the fingers. You know how to work in the fingernails and stuff. The issue would be to add this to this because I know most of you are curious about how to do that. So what sometimes people do, they count these lines, or what they sometimes we can do is come and add another line here, double click, relative, come and add another small line here. See that line? Right click, go to faces, shift select those two faces and delete. When you delete, this thing would be separated from the vest itself. So you can go to separate. There's something called separate. Where is separate? Separate. This is combine. Okay, just go to mesh, separate. So then center pivot, modify center pivot to make sure that this is an independent element. Is from independent. I told you the body, the skin can be alone. This skin can be alone, and then because the head is going to cover for the head and the bust under the vest, this arm is also going to cover for the arm under the vest. The vest will stay alone, even the other one. So the rest of the stuff you only see the panties and stuff. The issue is actually the head and this vest here. So the vest stays alone like that. Then even this guy stays alone like that. So the only thing you have to do for him is select this edge here and sort of take it inside. Extrude. Move to. Take it a bit inside like this. Such when you smooth, it feels like they're still joining, but you can see even they make now better alignment because we have separated them. Apart from maybe here, which we shall come back and fix that. So we can pull this in so that it connects there. Or the thing is missing some lines, I believe. Let's see. I don't know why it's overfolding. We could add some lines here so that it doesn't so much go away, but it's still going away. So the best thing to do is to hold it in place. Still not doing it. Oh, this is not smooth, sorry. So we can just later on, when we are done, we can just bring them back. We can just get the things and bring them back in there, or this one back out. And the best alternative would be to actually bring them back. Pull them back so that they touch. So for now, first leave them there. This is the arm. Now, with this arm, I sometimes have to count the lines. So let me see how many lines we have. We have 1, 2, I'll come back to this one. 1, 2, 3. Let me count from this side. I want to count. Counting is hard, Let me hope I'm not repeating any. 1, 2. No. Count properly. Which one should I use? Okay, let me go to vertices. Vertices will aid me. So we are starting. Let's start from here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let me repeat that. 1, 2. I didn't count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lines. That's a lot of lines. And this guy has how many? Because we want each part to have something. Okay, let's start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Where do we start from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we are missing how many? We need this number to match this number. So we're missing 2. We have 14 and we have 12. So we're missing 2 lines. So we need to find a way of adding 2 lines in this thing. I don't know. Where do we need lines? I know for a fact we might need some line here. But we need them across. Or, better yet, we can remove 2 lines from this actually. That also works. Where do we have a lot of lines? We can just move 2 lines. The armpit needs more lines, but I know we can remove this one. We can remove this one. Delete edge vertex. When you're deleting an edge and vertex, delete them both at the same time. Delete with this tool, or you go to edit mesh, delete edge vertex. So that's 13. We need to get rid of one more. Huh? Okay, just look for something which will not destroy your structure. I think also we can get rid of this. But even we have another line here. Would this affect us? Or we'll remove this. Whatever you feel won't affect, that seems to be a little affecting. It would seem that they are holding the shape down there. So maybe we'll remove this one. Oof. That's not going to cut it. So remove lines which are not holding so much. It has a lot, but we need them. Maybe because we have moved on. These are 13, these are 12. We could maybe just add 1 line. But where? All of this seems to be okay. Okay. All right. But we should have a very good reason why we're adding lines, mind you. We shouldn't just add lines. So we might have to remove that one later. Select all of this and pull it a bit behind. Sorry, in front. So that we have something to wiggle with. Okay, now what you want to do is make sure that all of the things are matched up to something. For example, match up to something. Just make sure they match up to something. Now these lines are too many now. Too many upstairs. Sure, we have similar lines. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Some lines are hanging out because they're on the wrong side. But how many lines do we even have? We have the same lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think has 14 lines. No wonder it's not fitting. The others 13, this one has 14. How come? This is 1. Let's count properly. 1. I didn't count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we need to get through. Okay, so one side, when it adds one side, the other side goes out. This one and this one, we count them as points. Let's remove this. So if we select, we have moved 2 now, instead of 13, they should be 10 instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12. The other one has 13. I was wondering why it wasn't connecting up. So the trick is to match it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I need to get rid of one of these lines. They all seem to be very useful. Very, very useful. Okay, let's first match up what we have. Oh, maybe it's the other way around. We should match up these ones. I don't know why I'm disturbing this arm when we could be matching up these things. Sorry. Delete. Extrude to create a new line. Okay, so this is what we should be matching. Yeah, we are missing a line, but when we add, we don't want to add a line on this, because if we add a line on this, it will become 2. So the trick would be to remove one line from here. Who's going to be our winner? Yeah, I think that can go. Fine. We've gotten our winner. Okay, so what I want to demonstrate is something pretty simple and straightforward. This one goes here. This one goes here. This one matches up to this. This one matches up to this. This one matches up to this. This one goes here. And then everybody has gotten. As have they? Okay, fine. I think everybody has. That's close enough. This plus this combine. So first combine them, then you merge. So you select the corresponding vertices. If you don't combine them, it won't merge. Select the corresponding vertices and go to something called merge vertex. Merge vertex here. Edit mesh has merge there. The shortcut is here. Merge. This one and this one, merge. This one and this one, merge. This one and this one, merge. This one is too far. Come a bit down. Merge. These are perfect. Merge. This one is a bit too down. This one and this one, merge. This one and this one, merge. This one and this one. We merge vertices, we can't merge edges. We normally merge vertices. Merge. Yeah, this one should come a little bit down. Like this. Merge. This one should come a bit up, so they meet in the middle. Merge. So we have one character that has a merged hand. Of course, this you can improve it until when it feels it's right. It's just geometry. When you get one arm right, you can just do it on the other. Just make sure they're in pieces. One side should be equal to the other side. It should look alike. Okay, so we shall continue with this later on. For now, let's first stop there. I just wanted to mostly focus on how you can get the body pieces to, especially like this has to be part of this, but you don't want to model it from something as complicated as this, so you have to model it from a different cube, something locally. When you achieve it, you merge them together. That's how you merge them together. So you make sure this one has the same lines as the other one. Sometimes you are lucky that they come and they have the same lines as your model. You end up with some lines. Sometimes they're not. The other alternative would have been to actually get rid of this entire arm and model it also as a separate piece from the cube. So you can try that method also. You can just model the whole thing, each piece from a separate cube. That way you get the objects much faster to work for you. But me, I pulled them from the body itself. That's why I ended up with so many lines. Then the fingers, I couldn't get them, the fingers to be, looking different and stuff. So I did what? I modeled them from scratch, and I did what? I modeled them from scratch, then I joined them together. So I think this is already too long. Let's first stop here. Then we can meet and continue on words.